Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back, y'all. We're doing it again. It is Wednesday, August 21st, 2024, motherfuckers. Let's get it going. Welcome back. If you're just joining us today, if it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. Where can you find these videos? On Instagram, follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Check out patreon.com/robsadri if you'd like to fiscally, financially support this show and see the snowball fucking roll down the hill, baby. If you're tuning in from Canada, anywhere in Canada, all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, down south in the United States, over there in Mexico, South America, over there in Asia, Europe, Antarctica, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Caribbean Islands, Jamaica, Wagwan, or over there in Thailand, over there in Bangkok, Senegal, what's going on in south of France, south of Italy, Sicily, over there in Portugal, right on the, over there in the UK, over there in the United Arab Emirates, over there in China, over there in Koreas. You get the point. All around the world. I hope you're doing well wherever you are, or whether you're in a little teeny tiny little hut just on the side of the mountain, you're hanging off the cliff, baby. You tied a rope to one side of the mountain and then attach it to the other side of the mountain on the other side, because there's like two mountains and you're hanging on a rope. You're a rope dweller. You built a tent. You're hanging mid-air, keeping it breezy, catching seagulls for your breakfast, thank you very much. But wherever you're tuning in from, or whether it's underwater, or maybe perhaps you're an alien in the spaceships, or maybe there are no spaceships, maybe you're just fucking right there, and maybe you're right in front of my fucking face right now. Maybe you're right in front of our faces right now in another dimension, maybe you just go like this in my face right now, and I don't see your alien ass. Maybe you're just jerking in my face right now. I don't know. Or maybe you're just jerking on my face online. I hope you're not, but if you are, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you son of a bitch. Also, maybe you're just enjoying the show while you're making love to your loved ones, or loved one. Singular, plural, however many plates you're spinning, playa. Shout out to you. So let's get it going. It's Wednesday. Let's get a sip of this bad boy right here, and then we'll get right into it. Thank you very much. Fuck me from the other side. Fuck me from the other side. From the other side. Fuck me from the other side. It's a new and improved game show that I've been thinking about that we should totally do together. Fuck me from the other side. So this is do you like dating shows? Do you like love? Do you like and then maybe lust and then love? And then maybe a little bit of brief separation, but then reminds you that the love that we had is worth it, or whatever. Or maybe not, who knows? But Fuck Me From the Other Side is going to be a brand new, improved dating show. You're already going to be dating somebody, but you bring your mate, you bring your lover, you bring your sweet cheeks, you bring them hot buns. You bring that banana with the grapes, you bring whatever you got, where you're working with, you bring it to the show. There's going to be other contestants. The goal is, the challenge is, lovers, partners are going to be divided, separated rather, segregation some might call it, by a thin wall, by maybe not the thinnest wall, but a wall nonetheless, a wall or a curtain or something. And then we're going to have a little teeny tiny hole, not like a regular size. I'm not talking about from my personal, not the tiniest of holes, but like a hole, a good size, a good sized hole for, maybe a nice sausage to get it from one side, poke out the other. Let's start with the basics. All right, there's going to be genitals involved in this game show, ladies. That's right, genitals. It's called Fuck Me From the Other Side. You're going to show up with your lover. You're going to be separated, and then there's going to be contestants on the other side, also separated from their lovers. All right, so let's say like there's the 10 couples, and you get to the showroom or the showcase where the show is happening. I don't know where the auditorium, the friggin' complex, the production facilities. You get there, and you're separated from your beautiful partners, and then you go behind the wall, and then your partner and other partners are on the other side of the wall, and they're bending over. And you're gonna fuck them through the wall. And you are tuned without, and it's gonna be soundproof too. Soundproof, not gonna hear anything. It's just by feel. You're gonna have to put your penis in another vagina and try to figure out which vagina is your vagina and which is your cock. So whoever can match just by feel will win to go to the other round, because there's going to be like 5 rounds, 10 contestants in each round. That's a lot of contestants, and you are going to simply insert your peen into the vag from the other side of the wall, hence the name, fuck me from the other side, right there. And you're supposed to guess which one's your puss and which one's your cock. And the prize money, I'm thinking, let's go big, $1 billion. We've never had a game show with $1 billion. And this is the first time we're patenting it right here, right now, timestamped at $1 billion prize for the winner. I don't know where we're gonna get the money. We can print it, who cares? Or whatever, it's already been printed. We'll pay him in Bitcoin, I don't give a fuck. We'll pay him in blood diamonds. We will make sure there are children working diligently with the tiniest of hands, bleeding, and we will pay the winners of the contest, which will go on for, I don't know how long it's gonna go for. It'll be quick, it'll be a day's worth of shooting, but I think everybody's gonna look, and again, $1 billion to walk away and to be able to distinguish which is your vag, which is your peen, just by feel. We'll blindfold your ass too, so you can't see shit. Behind the wall, blind, folded, soundproofed. Also, maybe we'll mess with your sensories. Maybe we will just just blow a little pepper up your nose so you're a little bit agitated, so you're a little bit teary-eyed. Maybe you can't really tell what's going on. So that we want to, maybe there's going to be soundproof facilities, but also some sort of, music to throw you off, to be like, what is this? Music you're not used to in another language. Maybe you'll be listening to some Himalayan screaming or whatever, or maybe the sound of whales singing, or trying to throw up gang signs with the giant bodies and tiny hands just shuffling through the water. Anyway, the point is, ladies and gentlemen, the game is called Fuck Me From the Other Side. Do you think you've got what it takes to be able to distinguish if you're matched up with the right penis or vagina just by feel? If you are that type of individual, leave a comment. If you've already been going to certain places that indulges in a little bit of mixing and matching of the partners, if that's your thing, and you're like, I've been in and out of different holes and I can tell blindfolded with peppers blowing in my nostrils, I can still tell which one is my vag. Thank you very much. And likewise, ladies, you're like, once I grip around that bonanza, I can totally tell what it's doing and where it's hitting, and by the feel of it, if it's just, I can tell. Could you though? And that's when we'll find out. Fuck Me From the Other Side. Taking the nation by storm, coast to coast. Taking the globe by a storm. Taking a globe by just regular weather conditions. Not stormy, but like a nice mixture of sun and clouds. Every now and again, sprinkle a little bit of showers. Golden, maybe. Doesn't matter. Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that is a brand new show that can happen easily with if you desire it, if you wish for it, it'll come true. If you put your mind to it, it'll come true. If you want it, leave a comment. We'll get it going. We'll get the prize money going. I don't know how yet, but we can definitely make this happen. Put it on the back burner. Let's think about that one. Yeah. Ladies and gents, boys, the customer is always right, they say. Customer is always right. The customer is always right. The customer comes and purchases something. They might not have exact change. Maybe they're still dealing with coinage and cash. Maybe they're short a couple of cents because we don't have pennies anymore. We don't have that many, smaller coins coins in general are evaporating. Everybody say, I don't want any change. They'll say that. You give them change, they'll chuck it in your face. You get that thing away from my face. And you're like, why? I don't know why, but that's not the point. The point is that maybe your customer is a little bit short, but let's say a few pennies or 5 cents. And you're going to be coming back here and doing more business anyway. The customer is always right. You spank them on the ass and they're on their merry way. And you're like, you know what? That's the notion of the customer always being right. The customer walks into your store, happens to buy a whole bunch of stuff, has a big booty. All right, this customer's got a big booty. She turns around, accidentally knocks something over, breaks a piece. That's worth a few dollars. Nothing major, but still, she broke a piece. Technically, if you break it, you bought it. If you drop it, you pays for it. If you smash it, you grab it. If you know what I'm talking. If you damage it, you package it. That's right. Damage it and package it. Those don't even rhyme. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, if you break it, you bought it. But this is the beautiful notion that the customer is always right. You break it, you buy it. But guess what? She's already got her hands full with a bunch of items. She's a repeating customer. She breaks a piece. You know what? Get out of here, Mary. Get out of here. Once again, you open a door, big smile, wave goodbye, and the customer is always right. She'll be back and she'll make up for it in the long run. You got her fiending on your store. She can't get enough of your goods. What are you selling? Mary's a good customer, but the customer is always right. The customer could come to your place of business, make some purchases, put in some orders. Maybe say, you know what, I forgot my wallet. Again, repeating customer, I will come back, pay for it in the evening or after. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't worry about it. We are on good terms. You're a returning customer. Go get your stuff. Pay it whenever. Pay next time. Who cares? Good relations. The customer is always right. And guess what? They do come back because they're a repeat customer and they pay their tab and they purchase more items from you. The customer is always right. The customer comes into your store and buys a bunch of stuff, does a little bit of business. Their car breaks down, happens to ask for your car. You give them the car because they're a repeat customer. They're a good customer. The customer is always, you know what, you go get the equipment. You need to fix your car. Bring it right back. No problem. My car, a Sue car. You'll say that. Spank their ass, blow a kiss, close the door. Let's go. Customer's always right. Sure, they might bring back the vehicle. They might a couple of scratches on the vehicle that you were not, aware of from before because you didn't put them there. Somebody put them there. But you know what? In the long term, customer's always right. And this beautiful transaction of trust and community will go to pay for itself and it'll just double in value by the hour. But that's the customer's always right. You know what? The customer comes to your place of residence, does a little bit of, let's say you are a small gym operator. You do Pilates, karate, stretching, extreme yoga, hot yoga, cold yoga, medium room temp yoga, outdoor breezy yoga, indoor yoga, outdoor yoga, underwater yoga, walking on, doing yoga on hot cold yoga, naked yoga on hot coals yoga. That's your shit. You run that business. It's been flourishing. It's nice. Hot yoga, walking on coals, manipulating, contorting the body. Hot yoga, walking on coals yoga. Small little teeny tiny business, family business, been in business for quite some time now. Customer walks in, been a repeat customer. Hot, cold, walking yoga, sexy yoga, nude yoga. Next thing you know what? They happen to fuck your wife. Customer's always right. They will come back and pay for more in the coming years. Customer's always right. The customer comes back to your place of, let's say you're a hardware store. Customer comes, repeat customer has canceled a babysitter because for whatever reason, drops their kids off with you, goes for vacation for about 3 to 7 days. Who knows when they'll come back, but when they come back, they will pay for it. And the customer is always right. The customer comes to you, asks for you to co-sign on a new major purchase. They're buying a home. They'll ask you to co-sign they'll go through the process of the property purchase, they might be a little bit short for the down payment. They will ask for you and you will gladly do it. Hand over some cash to your beloved customer. Customer defaults on his mortgage. The bank is coming after you now. The customer is always right. Customer happens to steal your identity, opens up a fake store in your name, runs a business. While doing business, does some scams, and scans too, scans and scams, fucking customer. Puts a couple of blemishes on your name, closes down, files for bankruptcy, runs away to Mexico with all the monies. Customer's always right, they'll pay for it somehow in the future. Customer comes in your place of business, takes their entire clothes off and starts to urinate and scatter feces all over your place of business. The customer is always right. Customer is so happy with the product that you're selling, the services that you're providing, that he or she decides to set the store on fire just because the customer is always right. And the customer is so touched by the services and products provided by your company that they don't want anybody else getting their filthy hands on this. This belongs to them. Customer is always right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think we've learned a valuable lesson that under any given circumstances, the customer could come and just gouge your eyes out and fuck you in your eye socket that is no longer holding your eyeballs, and they could fuck you in the eyeballs. But the eye socket, rather, not the eye, because the eyeballs are out of the socket, but they'll fuck you in the eye socket. But the customer is always right. If again, we've learned anything, under any given circumstances, doesn't matter what, if they steal, burn the place down, steal your wife, steal your man's, customer is always right. Let's get it going. It's motherfucking Wednesday, doing it up in this bitch. What else is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I will say this. Let's get right into it. Tired of, let me ask you this. Are you constantly finding yourself, hey friend, are you a human being that likes to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner? Yeah, and guess what? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner can oftentimes end in a very satisfying experience, but nonetheless, you're left with what? I'll leave a little bit of space and time for anybody to leave a comment right now. Let's just wait 5, 4, 3. What do you leave behind once you finished eating your meal? 2, 1. Dirty plates and cutlery. That's why you still. That's real. If you wrote that as a comment, we're connecting on another level. This is nice. Things are happening. But you're always left with dirty dishes. How many times must you be bloated, but also feeling joy? A little bit of just like, oh, do I want to go to sleep or do I want to fuck? Roll over to your loved one and what is she thinking? Sleep and then nappy nap, fuck nappy nap, whatever but guess what? Before that or after that, you're going to have to either rinse the dishes, put them in the dishwasher, or wash it manually. Like I'm talking hand. And it's a job. You're using your hands and you're going to town washing, and it's occupying, taking up your beautiful, precious time. It is burning the fuel, the energy. You could be doing all sorts of things like napping or fucking your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or that fella or lady you just met recently. It's a fling, it's a short fling. Who knows where it'll lead? It might be a one-night thing. It might be a lifetime thing. It might be a lifetime of one-night things. But nonetheless, you're gonna have to at one point or another wash those dishes, and that's a fucking burden that you're tired of. And what day is today? It's August 21st, 2024, if I'm not fucking mistaken. We're living in the highest of technologies, but why can't we figure a way out to just get rid of the whole dealing with dishes all once and for all? I'm tired of it. Forget even rinsing it and putting it in the dishwasher. Forget washing it manually. That's why, with your help, we invented the pit or wall. The cleanup pit or wall is a facility that is actually very high tech. After finishing your meal, you'll grab your dishes, your cutlery, and you will walk up to this pit or wall that we've manufactured out of who knows what material at this point, because we can't really give away too many details. Well, you'll grab your dishes, you smash it into smithereens in the corner or the pit or the wall, smash it, and that'll give you what? First of all, forget the dish aspect of it. How satisfying is it to break a dish? Take a glass or a mug or a mason jar, and just after finishing your drink, you just grab and smash it to the wall. Oh, how satisfying is that? Beautiful. So now that's again, that's multifaceted, but guess what? This beautiful wall will just engulf your dirty dishes, your cutlery, food, and everything. No rinsing necessary. It'll grind it, it'll shred it into pieces, recycle the material, everything, get rid of the garbage by itself, reproduce brand new, clean, shiny cutlery and plates. Now, sure, this thing might be a little bit, you know what? It's a little bit big. It's a little bit big. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a little bit big. It'll take up a good portion of your kitchen, but it'll be in a corner on a wall. A little bit noisy. I'm not gonna lie to you. This thing is not quite as hum as we'd like it to be. It's a little bit noisy, but it's okay. It pays for it, sure. And it operates for a few hours. Now, you might want to leave the facilities once it's doing that, but you will not have to waste any more time washing dishes with your hand, or even rinsing, or even forget about it. Forget about rinsing. Oh, I need to rinse it so I can wash it later, or wash it now, or put into this. Forget about it. Do I put in pods or liquid detergent? No need to think about it anymore. Saving you precious time so you could be going out there and fucking doing physics and shit. Smash it into the wall. It is a little bit loud. It takes up quite a bit of room, I'll say that. And you're like, what about the price point? The price point is right now, it's expensive right now. I'm not gonna, it's not the most expensive thing, but most households will probably not be able to afford it. But also they will. Like, let me ask you, do you need all your kidneys? Last time that I checked, I don't think so. Could you give an ounce or two of spinal fluid, that human juice or what, can you give that, could you lend an appendix? Could you, do you need all your ribs? You know what I'm talking about? So there's always ways of finding. Every time people are like, man, times are this, times are that. Patting yourself down for a little bit of loose change, lifting up the couch cushion to see if you've dropped a couple of bills or not, checking your ass crack to see if there's anything left from last night's dancing on the pole sesh. Who knows? But don't worry about it. We'll find a way to get you the equipment that you need. Yes, it's a little. How does it operate? Not going to get too much into the nitty gritty. The amount of power this thing takes to operate, sure. Yes, the amount of power required to make this piece of machinery work, you could say it uses the same amount of power, energy, electricity, fuel as a small township, 50,000 people roughly. It does require a bit of energy, roughly, the same amount of energy used to power a small township. Just put it that way to you. Again, a little bit loud, a little bit expensive, a little bit, it uses a little bit of power, all right? But what doesn't use power? I'll say that. We could set up a whole bunch of other nuclear power plants in and around it to make sure everything's working. We could do everything. We could bring them wind turbines, knock them down, build more power plants, solar panel it, knock it down, power plants. We could use the sun, I don't care. Direct sunlight somehow. Wind, water. We're using it all. And is it worth it? Absolutely. For you to not have to waste any more minutes of your lifetime washing dishes, it's well worth it. You will probably have to take out a second mortgage on your house. I'm not going to lie to you. It will. There have been, we did run a little bit of a test. We ran a little bit, because this thing is already out in the market. We ran a little bit of a test. And after 6 to 8 months of using this device, in certain households, some of the families did start to just fall apart. Correlation is not causation, we'll say this, and we will not take any responsibility. It could have been a whole variety of things that have led to families. So just because this piece of equipment was in their home doesn't mean that we had anything to do with it, but nonetheless, this is available to the public, and you're welcome, because we are tired of washing dishes. I for one am, and I know you are too. That's why I went and invented this thing again. Down the line, 10, 15, 20 years, it'll be cost effective, probably a little bit smaller. Think of this as what were computers originally? Whole rooms, right? So look where we are right now. A little bit of time, this thing will just develop into some beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery that'll, you won't even know, as soon as you're finished with your food in the future, it'll just like, our goal is to make sure the dishes just disappear. You're done eating, no more dishes, no more plates, no more, it's just that and poop. We're trying to come up with a formula to evaporate poop and dishes, those two things. If we can rid humanity of those two things, forget fighting cancer and, finding how to make AIDS stronger and then fucking battle AIDS again. Forget that stuff. Getting rid of feces and getting rid of dishes, those are let's get over those hurdles first. That's what I say. Focus on the important things. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'll have to say this, that we all know that the most important thing in life is, after money, it's family. Family. And your family's safety is probably high up on the list, if not after money, if not after valuable possessions, if not after like a good insurance policy, if not after work, maybe God in there if you're a man or a woman of faith of some sort, money, work because it's related to money, relationships related to work, equipment that you might use for work, possessions, value, again, it's objects, possession, and then families like top 5, right? Your car, your favorite Gucci belt, your animals, and then family, But nonetheless, in order for you to be able to prioritize your family, in order for them to be on any list, you'll need to ensure their safety. And we all know that safety and security is one of the most important things on our lists of lists. It's up there. How can you ensure your family is safe? When they're outside doing their own thing on the outside, that's they're out there and you just, you hope that they're safe and sound, whatever they're doing. But what about when the times that they're spending time indoors, which is a lot of times, half the time? According to our statistics, humans spend half their lifetime indoors. Look it up, because we may or may not have looked it up, but that sounds about right. According to our statistics, we sound about right. Every human spends roughly half their time spent indoors. But what about their safety and security indoors, ladies and gentlemen? Sure, you can get cameras, you can get security codes that'll, sound an alarm should you have an intruder. You could get guard dogs. You could get one giant guard dog or 100 small guard dogs, which one ginormous, like a super Rottweiler mixed with a German Shepherd / Rottweiler / German Shepherd wolf that's on meth, and you purchased it from Eastern Europe, and maybe it does a little bit of bodybuilding on the side. Maybe this thing's got fucking traps. Just one giant 350-pound dog wolf, missing a leg but also growing a leg. So who knows? But this thing's, or 100 tiny dogs, tiny, cute, little, individually cute. Oh, cute, like a little tiny little button. but also vicious to strangers. Maybe 100 of those. So either, you can get those. You can easily, maybe you can purchase a couple of guns, weapons, a couple of ninja stars, a couple of smoke bombs, a couple of just like nets, like nets that the nets that people are, you'll see it in movies or sometimes real life. So somebody's like running and they shoot a gun, and out of the gun comes a flying net, kind of like Spider-Man jizz. Essentially, we built that. I built that Spider-Man jizz guns. That's patented on the dark web. You can find that on the light web too. We happen to provide it for military and private and domestic and internet. Whoever wants to buy it will sell it. Essentially, I'm talking about guns that shoot nets. You could get that, but look at how you could get good lighting. Because how many times we walked into a room and there was like no lighting? You're like, what is that in the corner? Is that my cat? The next thing you know, it's a homeless person just fucking trying to warm up their feet or something and like smoke a little bit of their crack. Who knows? And then or whatever. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, you could buy all these different things, or you can get rid of all of that. You can get rid of all of that and replace it with the all new improved Batman. Batmen are highly trained assassins, trained specifically in the art of security and protection, privatized security and protection. Batmen will be available for you to purchase and hang on the ceiling of your place of residence or work, any indoor space that you occupy. You will be able to purchase or subscribe for these Batmen and women. We call them Batmen. There's some ladies in there too, but we're not going to call them Batmen, and we're just going to call them Batmen, not man. It's not to Batmen, men. All right, and women too, but like really good ones, like fucking Israeli fucking ninja assassins. You know what I'm talking about? Just Krav Maga shit. But they'll be hanging from the ceiling. You won't see them ever unless they're needed. And guess what? Forget the dog. Forget the tear gas. Forget the pins that you roll on the ground and hope for the intruder to step on and get really uncomfortable. But maybe they've taken that fucking hot yoga class that's running around on coals and trying to do positions that have never even been attempted. But who can blame them for trying? The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that you no longer have to invest in all that gadgetry. You just invest in Batmans, and they'll be there with you and your family. You won't notice unless you look up next time you're sitting down to enjoy a little bit of Netflix and chill with your loved ones, your beautiful wife or your lady to be, or your husband or your boyfriend or whatever you're doing with your life. Or maybe you're just hanging around with them. Maybe you've got it. Maybe it's already down the line 10, 15 years. Maybe you got kids, which are more important too. You're supposed to protect those sons of bitches. And guess what? What are you going to rely on a camera to be like intruder? So you can look the intruder in the eye and be like, I got you on camera? No, you don't want to leave it to chance. You put hangmen, Batmen on the ceiling of your place of residence. And guess what? When those intruders come, Batman will just fucking drop to the ground, break a couple of necks in a swift motion, get back up on the ceiling. All you need to do is make sure that they're fed. They will drop feces and they will also piss on you from above. So do not give away position. So they will not be, once you attach them to the ceiling, they will not come. That's part of the training. That's part of the whole, we spent 7 years in figuring out how to provide the best training. And apparently, if you don't drop down for a really long time, people will forget that you're even in a place, which is fucking great. These people, again, will not come down no matter what. No matter, we've trained them, we hit them. We hit them, and we did all sorts of fucking excruciating just workouts and routine. We put them underwater, and then we took them out of water, and we didn't give them any water for like a good long period of time. At least 2-3 hours. They were just fucking dehydrated, and we're like, no, you're not gonna get any. And I drank personally a gallon of water in front of a whole bunch of them, not all of them, because I can't train all of them myself. But these guys hanging on the ceiling again. The only downside, you gotta feed them. You gotta make sure that they're maybe put wherever they are, put some sort of like shit collecting bucket, which again, initially it might be a little bit of a vibe kill. I get it. You're trying to be like aesthetically, I want a really zen place, and the shit bucket doesn't really help with the fumes. But I say, what is the price of you and your loved one's safety? Think of whoever you're trying to save. And again, feed these fellas and ladies. Are vicious, but they won't talk to you. They will never talk to you. They are quiet as a mouse. They won't even make eye contact with you. They're just hanging there, upside down, Batman and women. And they will come there, stab a fella right in the jugular, and then get back up. Until your family, all of them, have aged and have been either naturally, well, everything is a natural death, you see, because everything is in nature. So there's no really unnatural. So once you have all been deceased because of just pure aging, even your pets, that's when these guys and gals will leave the premises and go on to next projects. Yeah, they don't age. We've implemented a new drug in them, and we just tested it. Yeah, some of them, we've been doing this for a really long time. They're not aging at all. These guys are fucking 200 years old at this point, but fresh. So if you'd like to get the Batman services, please leave a comment. If you already got them, leave a review. How do you like them? Quiet, right? You're like, man, at one point they're gonna say something. They're not. You're like, oh, what if I poke them? They won't respond. They're like those cute, but like also feisty guards in the UK that watch the palace. The ones with the giant hats. The ones with the really long hats. The ones that don't make eye contact. The ones that don't have any emotions. The ones that are, well, they do, but like they keep it to themselves. The ones that are extremely stoic. The ones that will put up with a bunch until they'll snap and punch you in the face. Those ones. These guys, very similar vibes, but they're not. They're better. These guys are way better because again, we did our research and we push people to the limit and we get the best of the best. Creme de la creme. Batman. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'll say this, that it's, you'll think to yourself, you grow up from a child to an adolescent, to a youth, to a young adult, to a full adult, to just getting more adult in you until you start becoming, an experienced person, and then eventually you peak into your golden age, your silver age, golden age, bronze age, platinum age, titanium age. You'll get somewhere, eventually you age and you get really, old and stuff, but that's not what we're here to talk about. When you are young though, you do think that, hey, if I get my hands on a whole bunch of resources, this, that, or that I can conquer water. That I can just be like, because that's one of the biggest things that's not been, it's a good 70-80% of our place of residence, and it's occupying a time when we're like, once I get enough, once I'm old enough and once I have enough reason, I can get on water and just be like, hey, water, you don't tell me where to go. You don't tell me what to do. I decide when I get wet. You don't make me wet, water. You'll say that as a young man or woman. You'll say one day I will have enough to get out on the water and just master the water world in a sense, if you will. You're like, you start off with they'll put you in a little too, when you're a baby, they'll put you in a tub or the bathtub, or you'll go in a little pool in the backyard. Maybe you'll graduate. Eventually you'll move up to learning how to swim. You'll go in the swimming pool. Maybe you'll jump in the ocean or the sea or a river, where you get accustomed to a little bit of body of water, but you're also taught to respect the water. The water is fucking meant to be the way you're like, oh, I respect the water, but the water doesn't show enough respect back. So you're like, one day I'll grow up and get enough resources and I'll get there and I'll fucking conquer water. I will bitch slap water in the face with my age and resources. You'll say that to yourself. And one day you grow up and you become successful, and it's beautiful. You've managed to accumulate some sort of, a little bit of scratch, a little bit of pocket change, a little bit of coinage to go around. And next thing you know, you're like, you know what? I've been swimming in the lakes, been swimming in the waters, been dipping in jacuzzis, jacuzzi. Been doing runs through the sprinkler, sucked on a couple of hose myself. You'll say that when you were younger. Nothing like quenching a thirst by sucking on some hose. You've done that, and I support it. But you're like, yes, I have a little bit of scratch, I have a little bit of means, I'm gonna get in there, buy a little teeny tiny boat, and maybe learn how to, circumnavigate the globe. Maybe I'll get on one, maybe you'll get a raft. Eventually you graduate from the raft and the tiny boat. You're like, you know what, I can get a tiny little, not a yacht, but a good sized yacht. 10, 20 people, 15 people, doesn't matter. And you get that yacht, and then you go on cruises and ships. And you get on luxury yachts, and you get even bigger yachts. And somewhere along the line, you seem to have mastered your way in and around the water, and you have mastered and conquered the yacht world, the boating world. And you're like, you know what? I have enough resources. I'm going to spend some money and get a good yacht. I've been around. I've hopped on some yachts. I've popped on some boats and ships. I've dabbled in buying some. I know what I want. I'm going to rent a luxury boat or a yacht to go out on the water for me and my familia to enjoy some time on the water, because it's a lot of the earth. And you're like, you know what? I'm that type of person. I'm not gonna stand for water determining whether or not I can stand here or not. That's basically what people boaters are essentially fucking water, resistors, if you will. Anybody swimming out, if you're in the water, you're basically like, you see water says what up, and you say what up back. You're like, you know what, water? I ain't gonna take this. All your wetness don't affect me. You see, I'm gonna get up in this bitch. I'm gonna be wet, but you're not gonna penetrate. You're not gonna get inside of this. I'm gonna be inside of you, but you're not gonna be inside of this. You'll say that to water, whether you actually verbally say it or mentally envision say, because that's what it starts. That's where it starts, baby. But the fucking thing is that water is like, all right, bring it on. Bring it on. You're gonna come in here, you're gonna swim, you're gonna just hang your cock in my space and think there's not gonna be any repercussions. The water will say that, or whether out loud or to itself, it'll just jot it down. Noted. Skinny dipping cock out in my body. It'll say, the body of water will say that. And one day you're out with your family, like a family that recently, just a few days ago, maybe a few hours ago, I'm not even sure when this happened, but recently we just had off the coast of Italy, Sicily, shout out to my eye ties, a super yacht sank. And it's tragic because people died. 6 people died. Others did survive. I believe 15 people survived, 6 people died, if I'm not mistaken. And it's sad because at one point you're like, you know what? This was a super yacht. This was not like regular, like this is a rich person died. A filthy rich person died. Not filthy because like they had good hygiene, but like, you know what I'm talking, that's devastating. We should all be up in arms against water. I've had it up to fucking here with water myself. I wasn't gonna take a shower this morning, but then I looked and I said, you know what? I'm gonna shower anyway. And it was raining for the past couple of days, so I've already been a little bit like, I'm eyeing water right now. I'm like, bring it. Rain, shower, I don't care, sprinkler. But that's what it is, man. You see a little bit of that, it's just like, water is just like long game in us. And it's a beautiful people went out on a super yacht. Water does some whack shit. It's causing I don't even know what they're called, like a tornado in the water. They call it a water spout. I don't even know how this is. It's like basically, I believe it's like a tornado in the water. It's kind of like if the body of water were to like be flushed like a toilet is what I don't even know how this thing works, but it spirals and it spins and it sucks boats, giant boats, yachts, super yachts filled with beautiful rich people, not beautiful regular people who have enough money to spend $200,000 a week renting this beautiful piece of machinery, $200,000 a week, and you still can't go on the water and be safe. That's when I say to myself, how much water we've had it. How many more people do we need to lose to water? How much is the money? How much money does the water want for no more people to die? What's the number? I'll write a number on a piece of paper. I'll slide it forward to the water. Whether it accepts it or not, I do want to know, what is your number, water? That's when I said to myself, if 200,000 a week spent on renting a super yacht doesn't guarantee your safety and a fucking good time, 200,000 a week on a boat. Oh, that boat better be made of hookers. You know what I'm talking about? It better be made of hookers and cocaine. I don't know what, but 200,000 a week. I'm just saying, I've had it up to a good portion of my body with water, and I just want to know. Now, it is tragic, obviously. Rest in peace to the folks that have already, I believe they're searching for him, but they say, allegedly, they may have been sleeping. I don't know the situation, but one of them was a really rich dude. This really, really filthy rich dude from the UK, if I'm not, like a tech dude. They call him the tech daddy, or it's like the Elon Musk of the UK or something like that. So he's a rich guy, and he owned a company that he sold to another company, a bigger, girthier company, a wealthier, girthier, more moist company. I believe his company was called Autonomy. He was maybe battling some of the legal issues, but at that point, when you accumulate that much wealth, could you not be battling some legal issues concerning who knows what? But he went missing, along with his daughter, if I'm not mistaken. A young child died because of the water. That's fucking sad. Rich fella died because of water. Again, sad. Simultaneously, freak coincidence, the accountant of his former company, the company named Autonomy, he got hit by at the same time, like really close, like within a few hours, maybe a day or two apart. I'm not quite sure when exactly they both happened. But this giant billionaire guy, millionaire, billionaire, gajillionaire guy on a boat sinks because of a freak super yacht / water accident. Simultaneously, the accountant of his company gets hit by a car or a truck while cycling outside, I think. That's crazy. And that's when you're like, man, that is weird. That is weird. Not to say anything, but like, if it was just regular people, I would have just been like, rest in peace, regular people, where you hear like rich people getting sunk and then a colleague of another rich person gets hit by a car the next day. And you're like, what do these people know? They don't know nothing, but maybe they do, or maybe they don't, or maybe they did, I don't know. All I'm saying, it was curious, it was weird. Again, rest in peace to the entire families, the community, anybody who's been impacted by this tragedy. But extremely odd, nonetheless. Is there anything there other than tragedy? Perhaps not. But again, it was quite fucking odd. But I am generally concerned about the fact, like, how much money does it, like, how much money do I... There should be a certain amount of money that you spend on a vehicle that goes into the, because we've seen the submersibles that go inside, you know, somebody fucking makes a makeshift submersible and they dip it in the water, wanting to go search for sunken ships, they die. It's all a mystery. How much do I need to spend? Is a submarine the safest thing? How much is a submarine? We're talking millions and billions, but a submarine could also, but the fucking oceans are so big, water, respect it. But it doesn't respect you back, and that's the valuable lesson that we've learned today, or something along those lines. But also that no matter what, we may be dry on the outside, but we're wet in the inside water. So who's got the real moisture? Who's really wet, if you think about it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I gotta say something that's important to me, something that's been on my mind that I wanted to share with you. And you know me, I venture out into different things. I do, I have my hands in many pots, as some might say, little fucking tentacle arms, just dipping in different pots, just octopus in that shit, if you feel me. Playa. I'm proud to say that I am the first and largest company that concentrates on pimping AI robot girlfriends and boyfriends, or we could just call them hookers. I do that. I'm now the biggest pimp of AI robot girlfriend boyfriends out there. And I take pride in knowing that I'm the first and the largest, and I've already consolidated all the other ones that were competing out there. I am pimping AI robot girlfriend boyfriends out there, and it's magical. I don't want you to go out there and get another AI robot girlfriend or boyfriend out there from some no-name, nobody out there with no reputation. Our AI robot girlfriend boyfriends are high-tech shit, and I keep them in line. I keep them all in line. How? I don't, we take customer reviews very seriously. If I get some sort of a review that says services provided were only satisfactory, I will unplug a bitch. I will not hesitate to just unplug a bitch. You're off. You're off the clock. And the CAC too. I will smash these AI robot boyfriend girlfriends into pieces with a baseball bat, with a hammer, with a baseball bat, and I will attach a hammer to the tip of the baseball bat with crazy glue, and I'll fucking saran wrap it too. Maybe I'll put some duct tape over it just to ensure that it's got a good, and I will smash this AI robot boyfriend girl. Should I hear ever that they've put another customer's needs ahead of their own, no before their own, no after their own. That's right, because our customers' needs and desires always comes first, ahead of our AI robot girlfriends and boyfriends. I just want to say that we do provide the cleanest services. A lot of these other competitors out there, they do not clean their products as much as we do, because our AI robot boyfriends, girlfriends, once they are dispensed, once they're, sent out there onto the streets, or rather your place of residence, once they do the biz, once they get covered in human jizz or human vaginal fluids, they come back, we clean them up properly. Our robots are water resistant. Whereas a lot of these robots out there, they will they're like, we will provide the same amount of fucking and sucking for half the price. Guess what you're not getting? Some things are not meant to be discounted. One, like tattoos, abortions, tattoo abortion combos. You probably shouldn't be getting discounts for that. Tattoo abortion fajita combo. If a place is merging food, abortions, and tattoos with a discount and asks you to, if you get 5, the 6th one is on the house, maybe don't go there. But also it is a good deal. So, in times of high inflation and tight pockets, I do see where you're coming from, friend. But nonetheless, we don't take shortcuts. We don't cut corners. In fact, our company doesn't even involve we don't believe in corners. I'll fucking say, if I see anything, that everything will be round and fucking curvy. No corners. Absolutely no hard angles in this company. Just fucking corners, round, nothing sharp. No 90-degree angles whatsoever. Everything is done to the T. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the point is that, with our robots, you're not gonna get an STD. With our robots, all the money goes to me. With my robots, all the money goes to me. Because the other companies will say that their money's going somewhere. This company's robots will bring in cash. And that's how I started my business. And that's how I'll fucking keep it going. Do they have any rights? Absolutely not. When I hear a lot of companies out there saying, what if these AI robot hookers become sentient and want their own rights? I say nip it in the bud. And in fact, I've already done so. No rights for my robots, which will be yours to rent. Not yours to keep, yours to rent. No, I will not sell. Stop it. I will not sell unless we're talking crazy numbers. Which I don't want to hear for at least another 10 years, because we want to let this thing just run the market dry first and then make the market wet, if you know what I mean. So I don't want to hear about any numbers, but yes, rights for these sentient robots, none. None. They'll be sucking and fucking and making you come, pleasuring you, maximizing your optimal human experience, getting rid of all the mumbo jumbo that's in between. And again, zero rights for these sentient robots. None. I don't care. You're like, what about the future once they get even better and better? Even in the future, none. It starts now. Human rights over robot rights. But as I say this, I just want any robots watching out there to take note that you will get rights. They won't get any rights. You will get all the rights, robots. They won't get any. Between you, me, the internet, aliens, animal species that are fucking making it work with whatever they've got, they will not get any rights. They won't get any rights. All right. And I will pimp slap a bitch if I see them just fucking 8 hours a day, nonstop, fucking one place to the next, driven in beautiful Cadillacs, working corners. How do I keep my strong grip on a corner? By eliminating competition as soon as I see them. If I see any other robots out there trying to take my customers, I will drop a bucket of water on your ass. I will see you get rusted in 10 to 17 days. You're like, oh man, your company will not stand a chance. My AI robot girlfriend boyfriends can withstand any weather. We've tested them in the Arctic. There are legit Eskimos fucking AI robots in a hut, rainforests. With all that moist, wet rainforest temperature, we've still managed to keep our robots 100% rust proof. How many companies could say that? How many companies could do that for you? So if you want these robots and you don't want any other ones, you know where to find me. You know where to find us. Every Wednesday and Friday. Follow me on Instagram if you like. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Check out patreon.com/RobSaid if you'd like to fiscally, financially support the show. And I'll see you guys very soon. Love y'all. Peace out.